somewhere because I'm obviously 51 and I never told her that I was younger. So I'm not really sure why she thought that, but...
nunca falou da droga.
Isso que não faz diferença, não.
Se essa mulher não vai usar cocaína daqui pra frente depois que casar comigo, não...
Ingrid.
Open because it's ancient history, it wouldn't be a big deal. I'm hurt by it and offended.
Sim,
You know, the thing that I find quite fascinating about Brian is that he's somebody that has not been truthful to Ingrid. He hasn't been truthful. You know, he's upset with the fact that she is annoyed that he has finally told her the truth of why he's in a wheelchair, you know, relating to his drug history, something that we spoke about before on the channel. If you haven't seen that video of where we do go through the background of Brian, I recommend you check it out. And therefore, you know, some things will make a little bit more sense. But nonetheless, though, this guy, first and foremost, lied about his age. She said to him that when we first met, you told me 43. Okay? Then obviously, by the time we met, you was then 45. But now you're telling me that you're 51, only 3 years younger than my father? And then also on top of that, she also doesn't believe that Brian is as independent as he claims to be, because she was questioning the fact that since she's met him, she's had to help him with the car. She's also had to help him with dressing. And she's thinking, you told me that you was independent. You told me that you could do all these things by yourself. And then now on top of that, you're now telling me about the fact that you used to be a drug dealer. And I think she also said he may have been a drug user as well. So here's the thing, Brian, there's a pattern of things that you've done here, a pattern of things where you've obviously misled her, a pattern of things where you've obviously lied to her. And that's why she feels the way she feels. But Brian doesn't want to know that. He doesn't want to take accountability to that because Brian thinks he's that guy. When in my opinion, he's nothing but just a crook. To be honest, I feel like now I know why he keeps going for younger women. Now, I don't want to say this is why he's going for women in Brazil, because that could just be a coincidence, but I said it before that there's something about him going for young women that just doesn't sit right. Some people were like, it's not a big deal he's going for women younger than him. That's not the point, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, no. There's something about it. And I think I know what it is now. It's because you see what he's looking for. He's not looking for someone to love him per se. He's looking for someone to look after him. That's where I'm at. I genuinely believe he keeps going for women that are of a certain age, okay, and potentially from a certain country, right? Because he's looking for a woman who's going to come in his life and literally look after him, literally be his nurse. Legit. That's what I'm getting at. That's the picture that I'm getting now. And I feel like that's what I was missing, you know, because boy, all of a sudden on the first night, he was trying to get her to basically learn all these things about how he has to obviously, you know, go to the toilet and how certain things work. And then on top of that, also saying, hey, help me with this, help me with that. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting your partner to understand, obviously, how your body functions. And there's nothing wrong with wanting a partner that's going to that is willing to look after you and help you with certain things that you may find harder by yourself. Nothing wrong with it. But the thing is, though, he's not truthful about it. He's very deceiving about it, you know? And this is why he keeps trying to go for me. And this is why each time he gets a woman, he keeps trying to marry them all the time. The man has had how many divorces and how many engagements, how many partners? Because he's legit looking for a maid. I mean, that's the conclusion that I've come to. We'll see obviously how the season develops, because it's only episode 4. And maybe the conclusion that I've come to, it may change to something different because something else might come out. But as of right now, he's looking for a nurse. That's what he's looking for. And that's why his relationships aren't working, because these women realize that, hold on a minute, this guy's been lying to me this whole time. He never wanted me for me. He just wanted me just to freaking look after him. Like I'm some sort of care home or something. And to be fair, like I said, there's nothing wrong with one of those things, but be honest about it. Don't lie about it.
Chateada. Vendeu droga, usou droga por 5 anos. Eu sou medrosa com relação a esse tipo de crença. Que só vai se envolver com drogado, com não sei o que lá, sabe? Tem enganada.
So there you go. She says it herself. She feels deceived. She feels deceived, you know. And obviously right now she's talking more regarding the whole drug situation, because this is not something that she'd ever bring in her life. You know, she never wants to be somebody who is near drugs in any kind of format. It's not a part of her beliefs. It's not a part of her morals. And obviously, and of course, she is a mother, and she's not going to want her kids around anybody that has that kind of affiliation. Now, of course, Brian hasn't done that for God knows how long, probably about 30 odd years or something like that, or 25, whatever years, right? So yes, he is on the better path of life now. So is it something for her to worry about at this moment in time? No. Because it's definitely part of his past. But that's why, for me personally, I think that she was mostly triggered with the fact that he's had a chain of events. where he has said certain things and those certain things have now backfired. And that's why she now feels deceived. And that's why now hearing about this whole drug thing, that was like literally going over that line, crossing that line where she was ready to just say how it is. But we'll see obviously how the season goes, because it's a matter of if she still decides to stay with him or if she decides to, you know, go separate ways. Based on what I see on social media, I don't think they're together anymore, to be honest with you, but let's continue.
They got to me where you were a drug dealer before, you can revert back to that like tomorrow. If you were walking, maybe you'd be selling drugs. Maybe you're not selling drugs now because you're not.
I mean, to be fair, when she said that, I was like, rah, girl is pissed. She's not playing. Now, does Brian have any right to actually be annoyed of her for saying anything that she said? Me personally, I'm going to say he has no reason to be annoyed of her because the guy has lied to her. He's withheld information from her. And he seems to be not taking any accountability about it. He thinks that he hasn't lied one bit or he hasn't deceived her. He thinks that everything he's done is, well, he's portraying himself, not thinks. He's portraying himself as if he's an innocent person that's done no wrong to her, as if he's done nothing at all to try and deceive her. If you ask me, this guy has played this character for multiple times in his life. That's why he has so many freaking marriages and divorces and engagements and XYZ.
E eu acredito que ele fez estrategicamente assim. Porque se eu falar antes, ela não vai me dar nem a chance de conhecer ela.
I'm with her, to be honest with you. I do think this guy, you know, had a strategy, you know, and he's executed it, and now she's walking up to it, you know, and now he needs to find a way to backpedal and wheeze his way out of it. But to be honest with you, Ingrid seems as somebody that's quite clued up. She seems as somebody that once she starts to, you know, pick up on those patterns, she's not going to forget any of them. She's going to start paying attention to them. And then once those patterns have got to a point where she can now say, you know what, I'm done, she's done. You know, and also when it gets to the point where she's like, okay, now I need to speak up, she'll speak up. And some of the things that she will say, Brian isn't going to want to hear it. And he's going to see it. He may even see it as an attack, but it's not. It's just the fact that she's woken up to your BS. And if he was truthful from the very beginning, or at least if he was consistent with your information and your behavior represented your information or the things that you've told her, you wouldn't be in this. But your behavior is not the same as what you've told her. Your memory is also not the same as her. And to make it worse, when he told her about him being a drug dealer once upon a time, the way he done it was very sus, very, very suspicious. This guy, instead of saying to her, hey, so I need to tell you something about my past and like how I got to, instead of saying something like that, he said, oh, did I tell you about my drug situation? Or was it either, oh, did I tell you about, did I tell you about the wheelchair? The way he said it as if he's been told it before. You see what he did there? Trying to make her feel as if maybe she forgot the information. This guy is a conniving, this motherfucker can't be trusted. I called it from day one. There's something off about this guy. I called it from day one. How can you go into a conversation with somebody, know full well they didn't know about what you're about to tell them, but yet you started in a way of trying to convince them that you told them already? Oh yeah, so did I tell you? Oh yeah, did you know about? This guy is mad. Nonetheless though. Yeah, this guy cannot be trusted. Let me know what you're thinking. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.